Hey guys, so it's time for another little amateur garden update by me. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to transplant the cucumbers because they are getting quite big. They're getting a bit big for the good old toilet roller holders. I've just got my bok choy, which is going to seed, but funnily enough my girls, as you saw from the last video, they've been really enjoying picking and eating the flowers and the stems off the bok choy. So I'm just letting that do its thing now. They're just having a bit of fun eating the flowers and everything off it. And I've got my garlic shoots here, they're still coming up nicely. So in between here, I'm going to put my cucumbers. Now what I often do when you're transplanting from the toilet roll holders, it depends on the tube. Some of them will just disintegrate really easy. Some will actually hold their shape quite stubbornly. You may want to get some scissors, or in case of what I do is I just rip along the side like that, just a little bit, and it just allows it to, allows it to spread out a little bit. So I'm just going to get these in the ground. So next thing I'm going to do, next to my leeks here, is I'm going to start planting some spring onions. These did really well for me last year. I've still got a couple of onions trying to grow here, but I wasn't overly successful with my onions this year, so but we'll see how the spring onions go. They're pretty easy. You just make a nice shallow thing there, sprinkle them in. You don't have to really space the seeds apart a great amount or anything. Okay, we've got some of these little garden things from New World. And so we're going to put them in the garden now. Of course they're a bit random, so I've made some little ice block sticks and written what is on what. So that'll be interesting. Olivia got popcorn. Now these are going to grow quite big. My lettuce here, doing brilliantly. My lettuce in its little greenhouse there, that's doing really well. I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera. One of these is springing back. Anyway, we've got some rocket. So, the one that's struggling a bit, I should transfer the little greenhouse to that, shouldn't I? Because rocket is sort of a similar use to lettuce, I thought, well, I'll just plant them together. So Aston's got a snow pea, so that's going to be like a climbing thing. So I've actually got some bamboo type stuff that I'm going to set up at the side here. Got spring onions down here. We put bok choy over here, and then I might look at making another row of it over here.
Yeah, sure.
Something we are having a bit of a problem with here lately is our cats pooping in the veggie patch. There's a few different things you could do. One is spreading chili powder or some really pungent type herbs around. The other one is coffee. Either coffee granules or just like instant coffee. So I got some of this, so I'm going to sprinkle some of this around and just see if it deters them. But apparently it's actually really good for the soil as well, so there we go. Okay, so I've got my cabbage seedlings that I've been growing on my windowsill, and I'm going to look at planting these out. Oh yeah, look at the roots coming down from that one. So yeah, as with the other stuff, I'm going to split that slightly just to encourage the roots to come out. Plant it in. The mission today is I'm going to be planting some yams. Somebody left a comment, I can't remember if it was on Facebook or YouTube, telling me that yams grew really well in the South Island. So I thought, okay, I got to give that a go. So that's these little fellas. Now they do come bigger than that. I've been told do not plant them with the rest of your veggies because they will take over. However much room you give them, they will take. So I have a box. I've just got a cardboard box. I just got it from the supermarket, and I've just lined it with some old rubbish bags just to weatherproof it a wee bit. It doesn't matter if it rots away a little bit, that's not a major. I was going to just buy some, apparently you can just buy yams from the supermarket and just let them sprout and plant them, much like you can with potatoes. I was actually on my way to the supermarket when some wonderful person on our, we've got like a free fresh food stall in our little town, that people just put their excess produce on, and somebody had put a big box of yams. I was like, sweet. So they were all just, you know, literally this size. They're tiny, and they'd all started sprouting, and so I thought, right, that is perfect. I've heard varying accounts of how far apart to plant them. I'm just going to put 4 of them randomly in here. Apparently you plant them about 15 centimetres deep. You can get up to 50 yams off one of these, and it looks like as they grow they actually look a lot like clovers. They come out in like a big bush. So I'm just going to plant 4 in here and see how we go. It will be an interesting experiment. These have all got their little shoots on them, so I'm going to put those facing upwards. So my husband works in the refrigeration, air conditioning trade, and he acquired this, which is from a cafe, and he acquired this for free and rang me up and took a photo and said, do you fancy a greenhouse?
I honestly expected you to say no.
Now, then he was disgruntled when I said yes. So yeah, let's see how we go getting this on the trailer.
But when we unload at home, I'm going to gut everything from underneath it.
Yeah, I was going to say we have to get it off there now.
And then I'm going to build a ramp and go slide it into place.
Dun, 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 dun.
Maybe a bit.
And the cobbles that I made, cheaper ways, I'll make it yourself. One day I may do a video if I get really good at it. We had to come up with a plan because of course we need it to be draining. We don't want water to just pool at the bottom. Now it's already got a couple of little holes in it. It's got a wee hole in the middle and a hole down that side. I didn't want to be putting dirt directly on top of holes because I thought, well, the dirt's just going to start spilling through, and there's actually a big empty space at the bottom, and I didn't want that just filling up and, you know, filling up with dirt. I've just got a layer of little stones there, and I'm going to put a layer of weed matting on top of the stones, and that way when I water it, it'll drain nicely through there. The water should go down through the little drains and it shouldn't get too boggy, and I'll just put all my dirt and compost on top of here. Now of course it's not very deep, it's a bit deeper on the other side than it is on this side, so I'm going to have to bank the dirt up to above the window level, but I think this is cool. I'm actually very fond of this. I just like the fact that we've got a deli counter as a greenhouse. I'm just going to take advantage of this lovely day. I've had some lettuce, and we've also got a bit of rocket that's been growing on our windowsill. So I'm just going to chuck that in here. I'm thinking at this stage, I don't know much about growing things in a greenhouse, especially over spring, summer. But I'm just going to stick to like my salady greens at the moment, see how they go. It's all a bit of a trial and error, you know, especially in different areas, just testing what works, what doesn't. Still got my lettuces in the main garden. They're doing really well actually at the moment. But I'll chuck some in here. If anything else, it'll just be a space saver, and it'll be great for the off season. So here we go. Another wee thing I'm going to start doing today as well is start planting my broccoli and my cauliflower. I'm just going to utilise some of this space around here to do that. So I'm just going to have a bit of a weed. Put some of them, the ones that are getting the biggest, off my windowsill in the ground, and the others I might just keep for another couple of weeks and baby them a bit. and chuck them in the ground as well.